It's Wednesday on Your View, but it is not just midweek, it is World Mariam's Day. I am Tokwe Mark Odige, and I want to introduce the one we are celebrating today. There's no other person. If today is your day, you are sharing it with the owner of the day.
That is
Happy birthday, Mariam Loge.
Thank you, Tokwe. Oh, thank you. It's my birthday today, and I'm just grateful. You know, many times every year we have goals, aspirations, but for me, it's just a year to be grateful to God because He showed up in ways that, you know, before I even asked, He showed up for me, and I'm just grateful. That's all for another year.
An extension because last year that was what she said.
Yeah, was grateful.
I'm always grateful.
Clearly,
but we haven't.
Every year.
Mariam hasn't spent her birthday with us on the show in a while, so
yes,
it's a all-day celebration, and you really do deserve to be celebrated. Mariam has a very calm spirit. In that calmness, if you cross the line, she will give it to you, but generally peaceful, calm spirit, and it just permeates. So it's a good time to celebrate you. Birthdays are opportunities for people to tell you how they feel about you, and I want to use the opportunity to say that thank you for your spirit, thank you for your genuineness, and thank you for being kind. Yes.
That balance that she brings is golden. I don't want to.
Yes, you guys know I cry easily, so don't do that here.
Mariam is like that, my fashion sister. Like she's like my spirit animal. Like we just connect.
We connect on that level.
We just connect on, not just on that, you know, on so many levels, right? Yeah. So, you know, I wish you all the best. You're such an amazing person, calm, always peaceful. Speaks quietly, everything is just like
Mr. Logan, you here? They say I'm calm.
Thank you. She just loves the environment.
She's cutesy.
Oh my goodness.
She's
enough.
She's sweet.
Thank you.
And my son's best friend.
Yes. Thank you.
I wanted to write you a letter yesterday, but we fought. And I saw the notes that he had done this morning. I said, they're not ready, so just leave it there. Can you give me some money so I can buy a gift? I said, no.
Wow.
He doesn't need your money.
Can you imagine? Well, like I said, it's Wednesday. We have a whole lot packed for the show today. In between, we'll keep on we'll be shining the light on Mariam Shah. That's all. Yes, it's World Mariam Day. On social media, go out and do what you know how to do best. Let her know how much you love her. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're starting our front page review today with The Nation. Major headline: Opposition's early 2027 moves won't distract Tinubu, says Idris. President focused on delivery of dividends. Basiru, APC support in the North solid. In other news, US restrict Nigerians, others to single entry visas for 3 months. Governor, bandits live amongst us in Katsina. And admission age is pegged at 16. Also, JAMB institutions fixed cutoff mark at 150, 100. Then Natasha fails to resume at the Senate. We're all expecting. Senate House clash over concurrence on bills. And so what story are we starting with?
Let me start with the major headline. Opposition's early 2027 moves won't distract the president, says Idris. He said that the president would not be distracted by the antics of opposition politicians threatening fire and brimstone ahead of the 2027 polls. This is was said by the Information and National Orientation Minister, Mohammed Idris. He said this yesterday. He said that the president is firmly committed to his core mandate of delivering meaningful reforms and fostering economic growth, and that in the last 2 years, you know, he's done so much that is yielding tangible results, and the coalition of these figures and will not be able to overturn him. That there's no vacancy, you know, at the villa. And then he goes ahead to mention a few of the things that the president has done in 2 years. He said that crude oil theft has plummeted, investor confidence in the oil and gas sector is rebounding, inflation is easing, the naira is stabilizing, security challenges are being confronted head-on, and millions of Nigerians, households, students, artisans, small business owners are benefiting from initiatives such as student loans, access to consumer credit, CNG vehicle conversions, and improved government services and infrastructure. He also said the president signed 4 groundbreaking tax reform bills into law, making one of the most ambitious fiscal overhauls in Nigeria's history. He says, and set to be implemented in 2026, these reforms are expected to significantly boost prosperity for households, businesses nationwide. So it's just, in summary, the Minister of National Orientation and Information is saying there's no vacancy.
Okay, so let me
we have to fight harder.
So yesterday, JAM had their policy meeting, and at the policy meeting, they agreed that that controversy around the 16 and 18 years admission admission age is no longer an issue. So they pegged it, as announced by the Minister for Education, Tunja Lausa, who was also at that meeting, is now 16 years. So no more worry. You know, initially this was what was bringing problem because of the former education minister, Minister for State for Education, or was it the substantive minister who had announced that it was supposed to be 18 years, and that policy caused a lot of confusion. So that's settled. Then they also announced that cut-off back is now 150 for the minimum. Nobody is allowed to go below that. And for colleges of education, it's 100 for polytechnics and colleges of education. And for School of Nursing, it is 140. And I'm wondering, why didn't I live in these times? How those my scores
so
that my daddy said, Auntie,
as in, no, but there are other courses. If you are a doctor, if you want to go for medicine and all of that, you still need to get.
Imagine that it was the minimum.
See how far back, how many decades are we talking about?
Don't mind
150.
Okay,
For BA student. Well, sorry, Maka, the JAM registrar also says that no institution is allowed to go below this threshold. Okay. So in case of all those private universities.
That's true.
Okay. So the Senate yesterday rejected allegations of reluctance to consider and pass over 140 concurrent bills transmitted to it by the House of Representatives. The Red Chamber said it has never shirked its responsibilities towards the House of Representatives based on the principle of reciprocity. It stressed that legislative collaboration should not mean automatic approval of bills without required scrutiny. The Senate leader, Opeyemi Bamidele, said this during plenary, assuring the Green Chamber that the Senate has been attending to its bills. He also said that last week alone, the Senate concurred with 6 bills from the House of Representatives. And yes, while we respect the principle of chamber reciprocity, it does not mean garbage in, garbage out. He also talked about the fact that the House of Representatives has rejected a Senate bill in protest of alleged similar treatment by the Red Chamber. He said the bill was titled A Bill for an Act to amend the Federal Orthopedic Hospital Management Act to establish Federal Orthopedic Hospital, Obokun, Osun State, and for related matters, was stepped down during consideration for second reading. The House Minority Leader, Chinda, made a motion against the bill's progressing, citing the Senate's alleged inaction on House-originated bills. So in fact, as far as I'm concerned, this is siblings, older siblings and younger siblings fighting. So they should sort themselves out. But that's the most important thing is that let bills be passed, or they should do their job. They are being paid with taxpayers' money.
Okay. I was so surprised that nobody took the fact that the governor of Katsina, or is it taken in another paper?
What happened to?
The governor of Katsina, Governor Diko Rada, says that terrorists and bandits are living among residents within the state. He said that they are neither strangers nor outsiders, that these men are not alien criminals. They are from among us. We know their fathers and their grandfathers. That's why local solution like community co-op and might be more effective. He said they understand the terrain and the people, and is canvassing for the state police as a panacea to the insecurity in the Northwest. We've already, some of us have said this thing that, it's easy to say that the bandits and those that are causing issues are foreigners. But for a governor to say, for them to know as much as they know about the local communities, they must be, they must have a lot of connection. So this person is now saying that they are,
but they are still foreigners
living amongst the citizens, especially within
in
Katsina
countries in Africa.
Yeah, but that's why you find out like some kidnappers, they go take over a community, they settle them, they take care of the community, and the community protects them. Yes. So they know. Yes. The community knows what's going on and who is perpetrating the crime.
As well. Let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with Front Page Review. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Tasty, something to fill my belly. I want my golden penny noodles full of flavor, paprika. I want what I want. Golden penny noodles is sweet, though. It was made for me. I want what I want.
Imagine a country with over 320 plenty languages. Why you go the only focus on Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo? When we get a common language, where they unite everybody from Oga to even Madam self and every person waiting for street. That's now why we dey introduce you 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station where they unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show, Waiting Day, with your brother, your friend, Wale Po.
Everywhere, so Bobo.
You dey chop for this
This is not Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we they give you what they sup for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it locked.
You've got me your papa. Why you not gonna make younger?
Come to a holla.
Now here we they settle all the matter.
Bro, we right here. Nobody better than we, right?
I can always best be that.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brand, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Politics is defined as getting what, where, when, and how. But in the mix.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're still going through the front pages of the paper. Moving on to the Punch. Major headline: 2027 presidency. Mark cautions Atiku Obi as federal government slaps coalition chiefs. Presidency mark clash over Tinubu's reforms. APC, PDP chieftain join ADC in Borno, Gombe, Ondo, and Jigawa. Of course, you can't miss the picture story of 5 suspected illegal Chinese miners arrested alongside 4 Nigerian operatives of the Kaduna Zonal Director of the EFCC. They were on display yesterday at the Kaniyi village of Mokwa local government area of Niger State. Customs, EFCC step up airport surveillance against money laundering. 3 school children, Okada riders, crushed to death in Oyo State. Adiola will run for Ogo governor in 2027. Aid confirms. U.S. cuts Nigeria's visa validity to 3 months. Natasha postpones Senate's return as National Assembly awaits apology. Presidency blast Obi on as Waneze demands Kano's release. 2025 admission, the JAMB sets 150 benchmark bars under 16. So we've taken that story already, but we haven't taken the story of the US and Nigeria.
Natasha is what me I have.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
so
give us the gist.
Now, CTC got a copy of the judgment and the review by the Senate leadership have stalled everything. So Senator Natasha had gone on after the judgment, reinstating her, went out. She did a video saying she would resume yesterday. We're looking forward to that, but then she now postponed it because, they have intel, that's how I want to put out, from the Senate, saying that the Senate leadership said that they would review the matter after they received the CTC of the court judgment. And so she, on her own part, has not followed through the entire judgment. The judgment also is stated that she does a public apology in 2 public dailies, as well as on her social media account on this matter. That's how I put it, not to any individual. Personally, I think that the National Assembly and the Senate as a body is worthy of an apology. The institution is what she should apologize to. I don't expect this to stall further. If the court judgment requires that she does a public apology, you can apologize to an institution and leave your personal matters aside. But so she hasn't done that. And so she had to postpone. The leadership of the House also are saying that until they get the review of the judgment, I think they should just let this war happen and end once and for all.
Yeah, but I think to add to that, I think that the judgment did not also specify who the apology should be, whether it's because of the court, whether because there was a contempt of court, whether it's to the courts or to the Senate. There was no specifics. So when they get that and review the judgment, we'll now know who they go. Because if you say something is unconstitutional, I don't understand why they should be an apology.
All right, let's move on to another story.
The next story.
The next story.
2 lawyers are in court.
Yes.
Thank you. We are not in court. The Nigerian Customs Service, Murtala Mohammed International Airport Command, has engaged stakeholders, including the EFCC and NFIU, and passengers, amongst others, to tackle money laundering and terrorism financing. They had an event themed anti-money laundering / counter financing terrorism procedure. And they had the Customs Area Controller in charge of command, F. Young Harrison, who spoke. He said that this forum is apt, especially as it concerns inward and outward declaration of foreign currencies. He said since the last sensitization earlier this year, the command has made remarkable progress on multiple fronts through interventions, engagements with relevant stakeholders and other government agencies, as well as the traveling public. He said that this resulted in the interceptions of non-declaration, false declaration, and under-declaration of currencies with the suspects, which were handed over to EFCC for further necessary action. So they said this year is just to refresh themselves and raise standards in ensuring that Nigeria is elevated back to accepted international status via robust national security. And so for the traveling public, I think it's worthy to note that Customs, EFCC, NFIU, they are not joking about, declaring the currencies that you're traveling with. We know what we're meant to do, but somehow we still find people at the airports
trying to smuggle.
Yes, smuggle in currencies out.
All right, so I have the gist everybody has been talking about since yesterday. The United States Department of State has announced an update to its non-immigration visa policy for Nigerian citizens. According to a press release issued by the U.S. Embassy in Abuja on Tuesday, most non-immigrant and non-diplomatic visas issued to citizens of Nigeria will be single-entry visas with a 3-month validity period. But then they also said that this new restriction, it takes effect immediately, but then it doesn't affect visas that were issued before July 8, 2025. And that, so if you have like a 5-year visa, that you retain the valid status and validity of your visa. So and we all know that now too, that they now say that you have to open up your social media account from private and make it public, because now they are scrutinizing everything that you do on social media before they can award your visa. So everybody stay woke, be careful. If you have a visiting visa, please don't use it for business. Know what you post, because you're being scrutinized.
Everything will be scrutinized.
Exactly. All right. Who has the story on the 3 school children? You didn't take that anymore. Okay. All right. I was really thinking that somebody took that. But moving on quickly to Daily Sun, major headline: ADC mocks Tinubu over exclusion from U.S. trade talks. We've taken the story of federal government pegging tertiary school admission to 16. Federal government has issued over 3.5 million passports. They've saved 1 billion naira from reforms, and the NCC to charge 10 million for bulk SMS license cracks down on fraud. We also have concurrence. Senate replies rep says bill must undergo thorough scrutiny. Insecurity: Igbo in diaspora reject Ruga in Southeast. Constitution review: reps committed to special seats for women. PW Ds. Abbas and US announced the revised visa policy for Nigerians. Taking that story. So the only story we haven't taken here is the issue of passports and the concurrence. Who has what?
Okay, so let me take the passport issue. No, that's not the story I have.
Okay.
I read it, but that's not the story.
I don't have any of that. I have the Igbo in diaspora.
Okay, take the Igbo in diaspora.
Go on.
Okay. They have warned against the acquisition of land anywhere in the southeast for Ruga, saying such would breed insecurity as is currently happening in Benue and Plateau states. The President, American Veterans of Igbo Descent, AVID, Mr. Sylvester Onya, says on behalf of others, the Igbo in diaspora, they were resisting Ruga as it does not bring peace or development. They said for them, they see it as a private business disguised as government policy. It is a hidden plan to take over our ancestral lands and hand them over to Fulani settlers using agriculture as an excuse. He says, let it be known that Ruga project and so-called national waterway bills are part of the same evil plan. So I guess this is where we find ourselves sometimes where government policy is being rejected or not understood by the populace. As we know, there's some sort of mistrust, with some government policies, and this is what we're seeing in this case. So I guess the way forward will be a better understanding of what the policy is, or listen to the people that say they don't want it, and maybe whatever it is, just do it without them. And it has happened many times, we do something, some parts don't participate.
Just because we read it, the Minister for Interior was, commissioning an office that would ease, renewal of passport for high officials, high government officials, and, remove them from the normal queue of the general public. And he was at that event speaking about having issued 3.5 million passports in 2 years. He says that when they came into office, they met a backlog of unprocessed, sorry, am I saying visa? I meant passports. Yes, they met a backlog of over 200,000 unprocessed passports and a BC of about 20 billion in the sector, and that they've done so much over these years. They've issued 3.5 million passports to Nigerians, and some Nigerians can attest to the ease of renewal of passport now. Some people still have their reservations. I think that rather than create a small office to ease that of high government officials who have been complaining,
just make it efficient.
Just make everything efficient, because this minister has been outstanding of all on this ESCO. I don't want to taint it with. That's why I wanted to skip it.
Okay, so I want to quickly take the the story of the school children, 3 school children that we lost, may their soul rest in peace. So a commercial truck on Tuesday crashed 3 junior secondary school students and 1 commercial motorcyclist, popularly known as Okada rider, went somewhere in Uluyole local government in Oyo State. These kids were on their way to school, and these heavy-duty trucks ran into the motorcycle, killed the motorcyclist, killed these 3 children. 2 died on the spot. 1, was declared dead at the hospital. Yes, this is sad. The school people are outraged. People came out, blocked the roads. They are angry. They are begging because the truck driver ran away. So they are begging the government that justice needs to be served. That you can't. That they keep having these incidents with heavy-duty trucks. There's no regulations on what time they should be on the road and stuff. Like, this is sad. My heartfelt condolences goes to their family and loved ones. That this should not, should not be happening.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we can take on front page review for today. That's not the kind of tone we want to have today, because today is somebody's birthday. So all through the day we're celebrating the birthday. So our heart condolences would always go, but the government owes a responsibility to the people, and we believe that should prioritize that. The priority should be on that. So we'll take a break. When we return, we have a lot packed on the show today. Like I said, it's World Mariam's Day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Let me ask you a question. What's holding you back? Is it the pressure of your job?
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government that will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless.
I'm
Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News. My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And hey, you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. At TVC Communications, we are a leading media company that offers unparalleled reach and engagement. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show that brings you fresh ideas and inspiration to kickstart your morning.
Show me a better breakfast television show on Nigerian television and I'll show you Wake Up Nigeria.
Your View empowers women globally, giving voices to the voiceless and tackling real issues that matter to every household.
It's your view, let it count. If it hasn't been said on your view, it hasn't been said at all.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends, gossip and breaking news in the entertainment world. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world. Business Nigeria breaks down complex economic stories.
How much do you think refined petrol should be sold?
So you can make sense of Nigeria's markets and the global economy. Sports Desk keeps you on top of the game, bringing you the latest updates from the world of sports. Journalist Hangout shares insight of veteran journalists on political and topical issues.
I will continue to speak the truth and be at peace not just with my conscience but with my maker.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day as they unfold. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable with top hits and engaging talk shows with Max Breakfast, an award-winning waiting day. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest, bringing you grassroots news and community stories that matters most. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily, offering an exciting and seamless online experience to keep you connected anytime and anywhere. All together, TVC Entertainment, TVC News, Max FM, Adaba FM and TVC Digital pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Are you ready to boost your business? Let's make it happen. Contact us on 0707-272-8338 or marketing@tvccommunications.tv.
So, are you ready to tap into our vast audience and boost your business? You'll surely get the return on investment that you deserve.
Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brand, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of your view are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Politics is defined as getting what, where, when, and how. But in the mix, many things come to play to shape the political fortune of any country.
Honorable Minister, that's how you misinform the public.
From the political actors to the electorate, campaign to voting, from debates to policy decisions, big events happen to engage us in constant conversation.
That's what we're looking for. Not some people who are talking about ethnicity. No.
Who is on your mind?
Don't worry.
Join me every day on Politics Tonight, where we dive.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Joining us on this segment of the show is the head of digital business, Leadway Group, Diana Molili. She will be discussing No Lose Guard, how Nigerians can protect what is dear to them. So welcome to the show, Diana.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and then she also mentioned that your Yoruba name is Folashade. So I said, okay, yeah, we're all together in this. Now, the No Lose Guard is a street lingua, yet Leadway has turned it into a financial literacy message. You know, what's the thinking behind this, and what does it say to Nigerians? How do you view Nigerians planning?
Great. First off, to say that I'm very happy to be here, and in keeping with World Mariam Day, happy birthday, Mariam. So exciting to be here. And yes, our No Lose Guard campaign has been quite a success since we launched it in February of this year. Over 14 million views so far on the different social media platforms. And what it has is very short 1-minute videos that just give you a glimpse of everyday Nigerian life. And you get to see exactly how our products come into play in that. The reason why we decided to do that is because insurance, as we know, a very old industry, seen as very traditional. It's seen as only for the elites. We needed to bring it down to, you know, something more relatable for the everyday person, so that you can understand that this is here to protect you. It's actually a protection cover for you. And it's accessible, easily accessible on our digital platforms, and affordable. We've actually created mini products with as low as 10,000 bob, 10,000 naira. Sorry, I'm Kenyan, so I might Bob. Say Bob, yes. With as low as 10,000 naira, you can actually be protected with it.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting. So, like, I'm really interested in insurance, and I want to know, like, the 3 key things that you feel that Nigerians are living open, that Nigerians own, and they're living open to financial risk. If something happens, and how Leadway can, you know, come in to mitigate the risk.
So the first thing that we've seen that's very interesting, we see in our day-to-day is motor vehicles, cars. Underinsured, uninsured, only 25% of the cars you see on the roads are insured. And when they're insured, it's mostly third party, which leaves you vulnerable to all the risks that you face on the roads. You've seen cars burning, we've had of horrendous accidents that have happened on the road. So your motor vehicles first. Then homes. This is where everything we own is there. Floods. We are right now in the 7 days of rain, but it feels like it's 2 weeks of rain. We've seen the flooding. Our homes are not covered against floods, fire, and theft. And finally, our own lives. You know, ourselves. Should anything, God forbid.
God forbid.
God forbid.
God forbid.
Yes, please. Should
style.
anything unexpected happen, what about your loved ones? What have you left them behind with? And you know, when we look at how the wealthy pass on the wealth, they actually use life insurance to pass on wealth to their loved ones. So those are the 3 things.
Go on, Mary.
So, very important. Like there's something you just mentioned, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even think of that. But many Nigerians will tell you, see, financial planning is not for the average Nigerian. We're struggling to find what to put on our table and eat. We're not thinking of building wealth or passing on wealth. But what do you think Leadway, or what are the things that Leadway can teach, you know, a regular average Nigerian about habits, you know, that can help them to plan better financially?
Yeah, in fact, what you just said is something we've seen across Africa. I'm Kenyan, like I said. Even in Kenya, insurance is never seen as a priority. When people list down their budget items, insurance is never on there. So what we're doing with our No Lose Guard campaign is we want to create a mindset shift to say, this is what you care about the most. You know, the things that you've actually listed in your budget that you want to purchase or you value, how are you protecting them? Then the other thing is to say that we've created micro products that help you start small. You don't have to start big, because sometimes, you know, when you start thinking about insurance, you think about the premium and you think, oh my God, that's expensive. Every month I will be paying this really expensive premium, or annually, I can't do it right now. You keep pushing it until the day you will need it. That's when it becomes urgent. So what we're saying is, start now, start small, as low as 10,000 Naira a month. Some products even are at 1,000 Naira per month. Yes. It can be for hospital cash. You know, we have traders who rely on their day-to-day earnings. We have people who are involved in heavy workloads. So personal accident cover for as low as 1,000 Naira or even less. These are ways that you can start protecting yourself without thinking about insurance. In fact, I want to call it protection. Because when you say insurance, people just switch off mentally, immediately. These are ways that you can actually start protecting yourself and those things that you value the most in your life.
So just final question from you. Is there a way to design a plan that works with a person's ethics, a client's ethics? Because some of us live by rules and ethics, and some things that are general, we can't do them. For instance, I can't do any investment that is not ethical. Everybody's already doing it, they don't care. You know, ROI is high, 100%, you go into it. What limits is this? So what can you do about a client's insurance? Can you do a specific designed insurance plan for your client?
Okay, so before she answers that question, we need to do a quick break. When we return, she would get to answer the question. Please stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right
Issues that shape our political destiny. Politics Tonight, weekdays on TVC News.
The TVC News at 7 and the TVC News at 10 are not like any other news broadcast.
It's the big news hour, the hour for the big breaking stories.
We've got some of the best reporters on the field,
Taking you through as it happened.
it's fast-paced, hot-hitting,
With investigations that matter.
bringing the news that affects your life.
With sport, entertainment, and business, so you don't miss a thing.
Experience resourceful coverage with depth.
Every night.
It's not a regular show. It's an online interactive session where we share my views on the everyday issues that cut across politics, security, health, current affairs, governance, and so much more. I am passionate about our country. I choose to support any conversation geared towards building a better Nigeria. Babajide Kolade Otutoju. Join me every Saturday on TVC News YouTube channel as I discuss Nigeria and the world at large of the show Issues with Jide.
Imagine a country with over 300 plenty languages. Why you go the only focus on Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo? When we get a common language, where they unite everybody from Oga to even Madam self, and every person wey dey for street. That's why we dey introduce you 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station wey dey unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show, Wetin Dey, with your brother, your friend, Wale Po.
Everywhere.
So, Bobo.
Z, it a joke for this time.
This is not Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Aww.
Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we dey give you wetin dey sup for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it locked.
If God be
be your papa. Why you not gonna make younger?
Compound wahala.
Now here we dey settle all the matter.
Bro, we right here. Nobody better than we, right?
Okay, now whispers be that. Make I just be the last sensible voice where you go hear.
Now we be 89.9 Yanga FM.
Breaking news isn't just about speed, but more importantly, about fact and accuracy. It is responsible journalism, being ahead, unbiased, sensitive, in telling the stories that people would want to hear in a way that protects their sanity and for the public good. And it goes beyond breaking the news to actually following up, exploring all the angles, engaging newsmakers, tracking impact, all geared towards informing, educating, and setting agenda for the people. Breaking news is holistic, entire, complete. It's about you, me, and the world we live in. Breaking news is at the core of what we do at TVC News, and it's the honor of my life to serve you this news, fresh off the press.
TVC News, first with breaking news.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government that will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News. My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And hey, you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. At TVC Communications, we are a leading media company that offers unparalleled reach and engagement. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show that brings you fresh ideas and inspiration to kickstart your morning.
Show me a better breakfast television show on Nigerian television and I'll show you Wake Up Nigeria.
Your view empowers women globally, giving voices to the voiceless and tackling real issues that matter to every household.
It's your view, let it count. If it hasn't been said on your view, it hasn't been said at all.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends, gossip and breaking news in the entertainment world. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world. Business Nigeria breaks down complex economic stories.
How much do you think refined petrol should be sold?
So you can make sense of Nigeria's markets and the global economy. Sports Desk keeps you on top of the game, bringing you the latest updates from the world of sports. Journalist Hangout shares insight of veteran journalists on political and topical issues.
I will continue to speak the truth
and be at peace not just with my conscience but with my maker.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We still have with us the head of digital business for Leadway, Diana. So you were going to answer a question before we went on a break.
Yes, I wanted to say that you're probably referring to Takaful insurance. And right now as Leadway, we do not have Takaful insurance yet. We are looking at actually rolling it out probably in the next strategic cycle. However, with that said, we do work with different communities and partners to create products that would meet the ethical guidelines that they would give us. So it's a conversation that we can happily have with you or your community.
I like that.
Okay, so what would you say right now is your boldest call to action in terms of, like, for our viewers watching now, what will you tell them, like, in terms of guiding this month before it's too late this month of July? At least we've not even gone far. What would you say? What's your boldest call to action?
I mean, the first thing is no lose guard, though. Don't wait until something happens. Start now. Start with evaluating what is most important to you and come talk to us. We are on all the social media platforms. We are always available. We have our website, leadway.com, and we have a huge agency network across the country. Come talk to us and let's find which product will work for you. Can be your car, can be your life, can be your home.
So you mentioned earlier about the 10,000 naira lowest level. What exactly do people get for that 10,000 naira, and why should people put their 10,000 naira into that particular product?
So we call that our term life insurance product. And for as low as 10,000, again, God forbid, should anything happen to you or for the person you're insuring, the family will get a benefit of a payout of up to 1 million naira. So imagine that 10,000 naira is what you've paid for a year, not every month. God forbid anything happens, your family gets 1 million naira to take care of their needs or any obligations that might arise at that point.
Okay, so I think that's encouraging. It's a minimum, is something that is achievable within the minimum wage, and I think it's encouraging. It opens, it should reduce the fear
it
people
does.
have around.
It really
because we
does.
used to think when we hear premium, you know what premium means?
Exactly.
Like this money that goes and never comes. Let me ask you a question about the informal sector. Because many of the informal sector, Nigeria is largely informal. And yet many of the informal sectors see insurance as something for the elitist. It's intangible, it's not necessary. So how do we address those Nigerians who see it that way and yet it seems they really do need it?
You know, this is a great question because last year we went into the markets. I was in mile 12 speaking to the traders there, the Hausa traders, the Igbos, you know, and what we got to find out is that insurance is really just misunderstood. Once we broke down exactly what the benefits are, they started understanding. And we got to start working on a product that we're actually about to roll out for the informal segment. We're calling them They Save and They Protect. To protect the traders and to also facilitate them having a savings culture. Because when it comes to this, what you're going for is a mindset shift. And a mindset shift is only achieved with consistency. So how do we help you start doing it now with what you have, where you are, we come to you and we make it easy for you to actually do it.
Awesome.
So on another question.
We are out of time.
There was people are asking this question because that they want to know how quickly do they pay out? Do they pay people if something arises? How quickly do you pay out if the families or the people actually need the money? Do they need to go through rigorous processes and stuff to get the money? Because that's important.
So the first thing is to say Leadway is the largest insurance company in Nigeria. And also we have a track record of paying out the most claims in the country. This you can check, you can verify. So what we've done is we've streamlined our internal processes so that we can make sure that claims are paid out as fast as possible. You know, we also have to do our checks to ensure that we are actually paying out claims that are valid. So that should not take time. 7 days is what we work with internally.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. We've had with us the head of digital business Leadway Group, Diana Mulili, and she's educated us on why insurance is extremely important. I've been there, so I can say for a fact that it is. Don't overlook it. It's not for elitists. It is something we all need to consider. And thank you so much for your time, and thank you for educating us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
That's how we can take on this segment. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we continue with the show. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Guys, food is ready.
Most important stories of the day as they unfold. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable with top hits and engaging talk shows with Max Breakfast, an award-winning waiting day. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest, bringing you grassroots news and community stories that matters most. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily, offering an exciting and seamless online experience to keep you connected anytime and anywhere. All together, TVC Entertainment, TVC News, Max FM, Adaba FM and TVC Digital pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Are you ready to boost your business? Let's make it happen. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing@tvccommunications.tv.
So, are you ready to tap into our vast audience and boost your business? You'll surely get the return on investment that you deserve.
Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified.
TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Politics is defined as getting what, where, when, and how. But in the mix, many things come to play to shape the political fortune of any country.
All of you that travel without bringing gifts for me.
All of them.
All right, sir. So obviously, business is one of the challenges that businesses face globally, is that as the years go by, the business isn't sustainable. Many people, life happens to the business, economic happens to the business, staff happens to the business, government policies happen to the business, and they say globally that most businesses die within their first 5 years. And so the next level is, how do we now sustain a business beyond this period? The summit, you said, is going to be solving that problem. What would be the key things people should look out for?
Well, thank you very much for having me. Well, the summit is one of the events we put together under the Billionaires Conclave. The Billionaires Conclave is my mentorship platform for high net worth individuals, families, and organizations. We have members on 6 continents and about 26 countries now. And during COVID, I realized that a lot of companies had issues that they never thought they could have. And then after COVID, I'm like, okay, if companies that have done 50, 70 years are still having this kind of issues, then something is wrong. So in order to try to help my primary constituency and mentees, I put together the Business Sustainability Summit, and we started in 2021. The focus is on equipping people with the tools and the knowledge and the information that they need to build for sustainability. So, because like I've said over and over again, if you know better, you do better. Many times, a lot of people start businesses primarily for survival. Oh, let me just have something to take care of my family, take care of myself. But you see, a survival mindset cannot build a transgenerational business. In order to build a transgenerational business, you need a transgenerational vision, a transgenerational mindset, and a transgenerational strategy. And then one person alone cannot build a business. So you need systems, you need structures, you need corporate governance, you need to have the right team. So all these are things we've been teaching over the years. Like last year, our focus was on you, the leader. We focus on leadership issues. So, but one thing that has become real in the last few years is, as we kept sharing, the leaders were coming, the CEOs were coming, and then they will learn a lot and go back, but the staff that will implement it don't know what they have heard. So there was a gap, and people kept asking, why not let us bring our staff? So this year, for the first time, we now made it a 2-day fully residential event. It used to be just 1 day, so that we can bring in the workforce. So now we have table for 5, table for 10, people come with their staff, and then we help equip not just the leader, but also the workforce, so that they can all together build for sustainability. And that's the uniqueness of this year. And then we have amazing, fantastic speakers. So I brought in people from my network, my mentees, and different people within our network to come and share with them. So I'm going to be speaking, my wife is going to be speaking, and then we are following Shalakija. She's going to be coming to share on, staying strong in disruptive time. How do you navigate seasons? She's been there for decades, gone through a lot. How do you stay strong with integrity in the midst of this disruptive era? So we have Ezekiel Sholesi will be coming in to share on scaling for sustainability. Businesses go through different phases. You start out, startup phase, growth phase, scaling phase, expansion phase, stability phase, before you can go into sustainability. So it's just on and on. Then we have Izui Woma is going to be talking about building system and structures for sustainability. We have Bose Olushola Obasa, we'll be talking about culture. We always say that culture, we use strategy for lunch or breakfast. So culture, how do you build a corporate culture for sustainability and avoid toxicity in an environment? We have Abiola Salami, we're talking about emotional intelligence masterclass, both for the leader and then for the workforce, so that we can work together as a team. Because the word team, like we know, is together, everybody achieves more if we are ready to do it together. And then we have Dr. Adebayo will be speaking on health because we've decided to put in a special session on Saturday evening called the Sense and Sensibility session. Because most of the time when people come for our event, they don't bring their spouses or they don't bring their staff. So now bring your staff, bring your spouse. So the Saturday, we're having medical, we're having they're talking about etiquette and women issue, you know, the different seasons that women go through. And then we have Gabriel Ogundele, we're talking about AI masterclass. AI and your business. What are the tools that your business needs?
It's very robust.
So it's an amazing 2 days, fully residential. Yeah, it's always it's morning to night. We back to back. It's not a joke. So and so we're looking forward to people coming in on Friday, the 26th. What's missing?
You know that you said that you can now bring your staff so that you equip them as well, so that you don't grow alone and they don't miss that, you know, cover. How do we train the staff to understand that they will continue to stay to grow that sustainability? You will train somebody with the kind of money that Conclave used to charge. The person will now wisen up and decide to go.
I think I've answered that question over and over again. Let us look beyond our immediate, you know, company. We are all trying to do what we can to help our nation. So don't reduce the training or the input you put into people because they may leave you. If they leave you, they are still in Nigeria. They're going to work for somebody else. Whether they like it or not, what you have done in their life will be a part of their story. So let's see it as we are all doing what we can to train the workforce so that we can have better people in Nigeria. Because if you don't do yours, then somebody will leave somebody else and come and join you and they will not be trained. So it becomes a cycle.
The training, would it cover situations with family trying to pass on businesses to their children, and then those issues where children don't seem to.
That's our forte in anything transgenerational wealth, transgenerational business. That's our forte in the Billionaires Conclave. So we're going to be sharing a lot of things along that line. I'm going to be sharing. That's majorly what I try to teach every time. I deal majorly on transgenerational issue and then on family, because many times people don't understand the dynamics of ensuring that your family is on the same page with you. So we're going to definitely touch on that. So it's Friday the 26th and Saturday 27th at the Grand Ballroom of the Marriott Hotel. So whatever you are paying is 2 days fully residential, the whole shebang.
Okay, so would they also cover scaling up in terms of like businesses knowing the right time to scale up, getting the right financing for scaling up, and then also enabling their team and their staff to know that if they scale up, then there's the career growth projection within the organization?
Now, if you notice what we've done over time, everything I'm talking about now is under an umbrella called the Billionaires Conclave. So it's already a mentorship platform. There are 3 ships that you need to sail through life: internship, apprenticeship, mentorship. And now everyone that comes into the Billionaires Conclave, they are under the mentorship of the conclave, and we guide them. We have a platform. I just sent a message to all of them right now because of this American thing, because once I identify something, I say, guys, if you don't have an American visa, these things have changed, so go look at UK visa, Canada visa, and begin to put, because that's, so everything we see, we try to post. Oh, when I hear it, I say, guys, did you hear this? Do this how it will affect you? Oh, coalition is going to, so think of how this will, so they are continually mentored. They are taken by the hand, guided. So anybody that attends any of our events, it's always, once they enter, it's difficult to get out. They always enjoy us over and over again. Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, because Dr. Lumide's programs are not cheap, and people that are watching, they already know. So I guess that's why it came very early, so that you can start making your payments small by small before September.
Early payments.
Yeah. So can you break down why, if there are early birds, the cost implication, and what they are getting in that cost?
Okay, so it's 4.5 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, and you know, when you say my program are not cheap, they are not, because we are talking of billionaires and high net worth individuals. So we don't do cheap hotels, we don't do cheap venues. So we're going to be at Marriott. You can call Marriott by yourself. One night is $750.
Call them by yourself.
That's somebody's annual salary that you go and sleep and wake up. But that's our level. So you can. It's not for everybody. So the hotel alone is $750 per night. We are using the Grand Ballroom. That's 15 million per day. 2 days alone. So it's not a cheap meeting. It's for high net worth individuals. It's for C-suite executives. It's for business people. So it's going to be 4.5 million, and that covers for the 2 days hotel. It covers for feeding, the materials, the entire conference. But because of what we do, you all know, I always come early so that people can quickly plug in. So we are doing 50% discount.
Oh, wow.
So you pay 2,250,000
Wow.
as long as you plug in this July.
Yeah.
Because see, the way it works, I'm a businessman. If you plug in now, I won't need to spend money on publicity.
Yes.
Do you understand? Because this program is free for our silver members. So those that are silver members, we already have our members coming. So whether you come or not, our members are already coming. We already have lockdown. People are coming from all over the world. But in opening it up to you, if you come in on time, I won't need to spend money on publicity. So we are all, it's going to be a win-win. So you do 2,250,000 and you can lock it down with just 1 million this month. And you pay the remaining before September. So just get 1 million, lock it down. The next thing I'm doing is, if you are coming with your spouse, I always talk about family. Bring your spouse. You cannot be growing and your spouse is not coming. After a while, the gap will be wide.
Yes.
It will become too wide, and then you now say you are growing apart and you consider different. You come up with all this funny formula. So if you are bringing it to your spouse, because you are staying in the same room,
okay,
what we'll now do is your spouse will pay 50% of whatever you pay. So if you are paying 2,250,000, your spouse will now pay 1,125,000. So the two of you will now be like 3.4 million. And that will be better for you to plus. So I will advise couples, please, because that Saturday, Sense and Sensibility, they will go to the spa. They are going to do spa, manicure, pedicure, they're going to do all this stuff. And it's going to be a lot of serere for them.
That's in payment too.
Oh, no, that's in payment. So it's very cheap. It's very cheap at the end of the day. But if you do it early, if you don't do it early, there is 4.5. Then, for those that are coming with their staff, we are making sure that we make that non-residential, because you may not be able to afford that kind of money for your staff. So for the staff, if you register now, it will be 375,000 per staff. Okay. If you are bringing one staff, 375, and that is if you plug in now, because it's actually 750. So the 50% of 750 will be 375 for your staff to come in and join you. But we have table for 5 and table for 10. So if you are coming with 5 of your staff, it will be 1.5 million, which comes to 300,000 per staff. But their own is non-residential, so they will go back home. But if you want cheap hotels around the area for your staff, we have them on our list. If you want shortlets, we have them on our list. So once you register, we can help you arrange for that. So with 5 of your staff, they pay 1.5, you pay your full amount. 10 of your staff, 3 million, and it's better to bring as many of them. Don't think, I will train them. No, they will, look, if you don't train them, don't blame them. If you don't train them, don't blame them. You cannot expect from people what you have not put in them. So just make sure you call those numbers. If you call, you are not getting through, send a text, send a message, go to our social media platform, send us a DM. You cannot afford to miss this opportunity.
What if there's a business now watching you and thinking, well, I can't afford to bring my staff. We're outside Lagos. We would like for you to come and see us. What is
that one will be more.
That's far more expensive.
That one are consultancy now.
Yeah, but
by the time we tear you invoice.
It does not matter, but they think
you know, counseling is free, but consultancy attracts a fee. And when there is a invoice, there is an invoice. So if you want us to come, that is it will be heavy money. So don't even. It's better for you to come. We'll pick you up at the airport. If you cannot afford the residential version, no problem. Some people come and say, look, I want to come, but I'm not going to sleep for 750.
Is there online version?
No. 2 days.
I think some people
so they stay in other hotels
around and not in Marriott.
So because we have a list of hotels, because we have a standard. It's Billionaires Conclave.
Yes.
You don't expect an Akija to be coming and then, you know. So these guys, we take care of our people. So, but if you know that you cannot afford that, no problem. We always have plans for everybody. There are hotels around the area that you can do for 80,000, 100,000 per night. There are shortlets. There are 3-bedroom for 200
the staff.
And 6 people can stay there. So
staff.
we have all those things locked down. Just let us know and we'll sort you out. So it's very, very important.
So you have a question? No. Okay, so another, when we discuss this self-investment, I know plenty of people always feel like, there's this, you invest at your level. And I remember you always talk about the fact that you do cheap free program.
We do free events.
But so, are there kind of businesses that are meant to be in this program? Because some people assume it is only real estate people that come to your program.
Okay, no. Let me talk about free. Now, for instance, right now, AWEC, African Women Entrepreneurship Cooperative, they've given us 150 slots to train women for free. And we're doing that, like right now, today is going on. So if you're a woman, you're listening to me right now, contact us for that. We have 2 more Wednesdays to go. We have 150 slots. It's absolutely free. They'll train you and then position you for grants. So we do that. I do my normal free events so all kinds of free events. Now, when it comes to the issue of money. You see, if you think knowledge is expensive, try ignorance. It will cost you more. Ignorance is very, very expensive. And many times people make a lot of mistakes that will now cost them more than that money.
Pay the school fee so you don't pay the school fee.
Yeah, there was a film that came out recently and it was just viral. And one of the lines that caught me in that movie is people don't know how expensive it is to be poor.
Yes, I think I saw
People
that.
don't know how expensive it is to be poor. You see, so when you think that you are saving money, you're actually going to lose money with the mistakes your staff will make, the mistakes you will make because you're not doing what you need to do. And then when it comes to success in life, there are 3 works that will help you to become successful: hard work, smart work, and network. But you see, in this world, nobody goes up. You are brought up. Somebody must open the door for you. There are rooms you cannot enter into except somebody's there. So in order to enter those kind of, by the time you come for a meeting, you pay 4.5, somebody pay 4.5. You already know that this is not a room. The kind of information you get, we've done meetings where people make their money back, and it's not a real estate, stuff. The reason why we have a lot of real estate people coming is because they know that if they come to me for real estate consulting, it's expensive. So they know that coming to join Congress is like a cheaper way. That's how to enter this one. Or you just join, he will give you all the information. But if you go and meet, if he charge you this one, so they run in there because they know that, oh, this guy knows a lot. He's a pioneer in this field, and we can get him cheaper by joining his group. That's why they come. But we have all manner of people. As a matter of fact, when we started having that narrative that is a real estate stuff, we had to now do a real data research, and we realized we have people in 26 sectors. And real estate is just one. One of them, yeah.
So you mentioned that you're specialist, and not just you mentioned, we all know that you specialize in transgenerational wealth, right? So do you do summer camps for children of the billionaires, conclave, or for the billionaires?
That's a very good
you
one.
You have a summer camp for the kids that you are.
No, it's not a camp, but it's an annual event. So we have a book called The School of Money, and then I did the School of Money student version. And it's absolutely free, so we've given out over 1 million of that. In fact, we're printing 50,000 copies right now, because on the 16th, 17th of October, we're having the World International Day of Poverty Eradication. So we are hosting 10,000 students in November. So 10,000 that we're going to train free, and we do that every year. So we train them, we give them the books, we tell them how to save, how to open an account, and we tell them what they need to go back, ask their parents. So we do that, but we can't do camp because it will cost them money to pay for the camp. So it's better to do the free meeting, feed them, give them free book, give them free knowledge, than say they should come and camp, because we will pay for the camp. Their parents may not be able to afford it. So that's what we do.
You have a very rich lineup of facilitators.
As the speakers are...
It's intimidating. There's only one thing I want to add. Because if you sustain, if you just start a business, you need health.
No, he mentioned it. They have a health segment. Everything is everything is covered. If you want to know more,
you have only one life to live now.
Yes.
If you don't rest, you'll be late to rest.
That's all we. Oh God! Dr. Numide, we thought this is right. If you don't rest, you'll be late to rest.
So they should copy the number. The date is Friday 26th, and Saturday 27th of September 2025. It's 2 days fully residential. Friday means we start Friday morning. If you want to come in on Thursday night, we can arrange that with you, and then you have enough time. So if you pay this month, instead of 4.5, it's 2 million.
That's
250.
All right.
And
so
then table for 5, table for 10. Call the numbers.
Call the numbers. Get in touch with the team and see you there. That's all we can take on this segment. We'll take a break and continue with the show. Bye.
Stay tuned. Your view.
Politics is defined as getting what, where, when, and how. But in the mix, many things come to play to shape the political fortune of any country.
Honorable Minister, that's how you misinform the public.
From the political actors to the electorate, campaign to voting, from debates to policy decisions, big events happen to engage us in constant conversation.
That's what we're looking for. Not some people who are talking about ethnicity. No.
Who is on your mind?
Don't worry.
Join me every day on Politics Tonight, where we dissect issues that shape our political destiny. Politics Tonight, weekdays on TVC News.
The TVC News at 7 and the TVC News at 10 are not like any other news broadcast.
It's the big news hour, the hour for the big breaking stories.
We've got some of the best reporters on the field,
taking you through as it happens.
It's fast-paced, hot-hitting,
with investigations that matter.
bringing in news that affect your life.
With sport, entertainment, and business, so you don't miss a thing.
Experience resourceful coverage with depth.
Ever.
It's not your regular show. It's an online interactive session where I will share my views on the everyday issues that cut across politics, security, health, current affairs, governance, and so much more. I am passionate about our country. I choose to support any conversation geared towards building a better Nigeria. Abajide Kolade Otitoju. Join me every Saturday on TVC News YouTube channel as I discuss Nigeria and the world at large of the show Issues with Jide.
Imagine a country with over 320 plenty languages. Why you go the only focus on Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo? Where we get a common language where they unite everybody from Oga to even Madam self and every person waiting for street. That's now why we dey introduce you 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban pidgin radio station where they unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show, Waiting Day, with your brother, your friend, Wale Po.
Everywhere.
So, Bobo.
It a job for this
This is not Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we they give you what they sup for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it loud.
You've got me your papa. Why you not gonna make younger?
How do I holla?
Now here we dey settle all the matter.
Bro, we right here.
Nobody better than we, right?
Okay, now whispers be that. Make I just be the last sensible voice where you go here. Now we be 89.9 Yanga.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Joining us live from our Abuja studio is the program lead, Social Justice and Equity Program, Yaadua Foundation, Gender and Development Professional. She's here to discuss the thought-provoking double minority documentary. Welcome to the show, Regina Atlachi. Regina, you'll be offering a lot of, I could not pronounce the middle name, so I hope I did a good job of that because I can see you smiling on screen. But we're expecting you to offer Noah's perspective on the documentary theme. So you can join the conversation by calling us on 020-1635-2013 or 09024163440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so that we can read your tweets. We're also streaming on YouTube and we'd love to hear from you. Now, the documentary, let me just start off with, what is special about this documentary that you're pushing? Double minority.
Okay, so for one, the documentary is one that explores the exciting, should I say exciting? More like the journey of 8 wonderful women who ran for office during the 2023 election. And what this documentary explored were their efforts, building up to the election, the challenges they faced, as well as, the courage they had to push beyond the barriers and succeed in these positions.
Interesting.
So it was one that explored their grit, their passion, and everything they had to deal with building up to the 2023 election.
Okay, so you talked about 8 women. So if you are told to pick 3 of the women that you found their stories resonating to you, can you tell us which of the women you would pick and why their stories really resonated with you?
Okay, so for one, I think it's very relatable to women in Nigeria because sometimes we are referred to as a double minority in different cases. I'll give you a practical example. A woman from Benue State, for instance, who is from Idoma, who is an Idoma lady, it's considered a minority. Now, already, as a result of her gender, she's already disproportionately marginalized. And seeing that she's from a minority group, if she should want to contest for political office, she has no level playing field. She's considered a minority on both grounds. If I was to pick 3 of the women, I wouldn't know who to pick. I would pick all of them because their stories are relatable. But stick to the story of Natasha, for instance. She spoke about how her father has helped build her resilience over time, the fact that he was very prominent in her state. And then there was, of course, Olusola as well from Ekiti. And we had Iweti Kingibe, who spoke about their story. We had Ebere Uchendu. There were just like a lot of passion from these women. You could see that the fact that the system is structured against them was not helpful to begin with. Some had issues with political funding and financing. There was the stereotype against them as women because in our society, women are not seen particularly as full humans. That is why sometimes their rights are not respected. That is why sometimes they are not allowed to fully express themselves. And if we say we practice democracy, a full democracy, right, we're supposed to ensure that it's not a spectator kind of sport. Every woman is supposed to be actively involved in the democracy of Nigeria. And no democracy can attain its full potential if it systemically excludes half of its human capital. So not just 3 of the women, but all the women are people who every woman watching, and myself particularly, can relate to because they struggle on both the front that they've been marginalized based on their gender and the different regions or ethnicity they come from.
Okay, so women in leadership, men in leadership just need money, really, to get to office. But women in leadership must acquire certain soft skills. In fact, women anywhere in the world, we must acquire diplomatic skill. You must play one game. You must learn everything. You know how to talk to them.
You cannot shout too much.
Your husband's people. Women must have one skill or the other they must acquire to advance in life. What will you say stands out among the 8 women on this documentary that, any woman, because now we must acquire so that we can understudy them?
Well, for me, I would say courage, because it takes a certain type of knowing and courage to want to do what other people cannot do, not necessarily because they are incapable now, but because of certain barriers that have been placed in front of them. So we know women face systemic barriers. They face barriers from different angles. The structures are not in favor of them, right? And so for these women, they were able to push beyond the barriers. They did a lot of fighting, if you allow me to use that word. And you could see that despite the pushbacks, they were not ready to give up. They showed hope at every given time. One thing that really stood out for me was courage. Some of them didn't have enough political funding, but you could see that they kept pushing, because once one woman is able to break through this glass ceiling, it is automatically an opportunity for another woman to do the same. So it's a story of hope. It's the fact that they were courageous enough to go against a system that necessarily did not offer them a level playing field. So we know that we had about 15,000, I think 269 candidates that ran in the 2023 election. 8,544 were women. And out of this number, imagine 8,544 women competing against 13,000 plus.
Yes.
I think if you do the maths in subtraction and all, you find that there is no level playing field, right, to begin with. But these women stood their ground, aside the fact that they went through political violence where they were threatened. Natasha reported having been told, called names rather, like prostitutes, ashawo, and all that sort of things. These are things that women on a daily go through. Like, for instance, you're in the marketplace, and because you refuse to buy a certain goods from someone, you're being labeled a prostitute. But regardless of the name calling, regardless of the limited funding, regardless of the low statistics of women in these seats, these women were able to push forward, break through the system, and dismantle, if you allow me to say, a barrier that was already set up against them. It's an inspiring story, and I cannot wait for the rest of the world to get to have a feel of this documentary. It's one that speaks to your soul. It speaks solely to your soul, and it sheds light on the realities of the Nigerian woman. Because you can imagine, out of 100%, we have just less than, up to 5%, because we have 3% in Senate, 4% in the House of Rep. So the statistics are glaring, and it's just a representation of how much we are operating with one hand tied behind our backs as the giant of Africa. Because you call yourself giant of Africa, but you're not able to operate in full capacity because you've excluded half of your human capital. So long and short of it is that it's a story of courage and hope in face of adversity and barriers set in for women in politics and leadership.
Thank you for that. You know, I'm looking forward to watching this documentary. But I would just like to, but what would you say? What would you like for Nigerian women to take away from this, especially when it comes to supporting those women who are courageous, who are courageous and who want to, you know, go in against the grain? What would you want for the Nigerian woman, you know, how would you want her to show support to women like this?
Okay, so I would say at every point in time, we already know that Nigerian women make up to 47.5 or 49% registered voters. So where are these numbers when women like us come out to participate in politics or run for a leadership role at every point in time? I know that sometimes it could be fear of not wanting to be seen as being too much, or, I've heard phrases like, women do not support women. I think that is a big lie, right? If every woman who is a registered voter comes out in the next election to cast their vote for capable female candidates, we're going to see a change in it. We already have a system that is built against us. And we, as the half of the population, if you let me say that, I can't say that, of course, we can create a change. We can be the change we want to see. First, by supporting capable female candidates. Also, casting our votes during elections, not staying silent. If anything involves women leadership, we already do that at the grassroots level. We have women who are political mobilizers. When these men want to run for offices, they go to women in the local markets. They meet women who are in charge of a community, and they call them the women leader, and they are able to mobilize people for these people. So women should also be mobilizers for fellow women.
That's so.
And to every young girl who wants to, you know, be in leadership, regardless of your age now, you know you have the capacity to do this, right? It is very scary when it seems like everything is against you, the system is already stacked against you. But these stories of these women who have been able to break through should be an inspiration to us all.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We've had with us Regina Alachi, who is the head of the Yadua Foundation, team lead of Yadua Foundation. She's shedding light on the documentary Double Minority. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for helping us to see. No, I think it's putting into context something we already have an idea about. A lot of women in politics and even out here know that it seems to be you're a double minority when you're a woman, but you put it into context, especially taking the story. So we're all looking forward to watching this documentary. Can you tell us how we can see it, please?
Okay, yes. So the documentary is going to premiere on the 14th of July, on Monday, here in Abuja at the Yardwa Center.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We look forward to getting more information after it's out. That's all we can take on this segment. Thank you for sharing your information with us and helping us to see how hard it is for women to emerge politically. We'll take a break now. When we return, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Imagine a country with over 320 plenty languages. Why you go the only focus on Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo? Where we get a common language, where they unite everybody from Oga to even Madam self and every person where they for street. That's now why we dey introduce to 89.9 Yanga FM, the #1 urban Fiji radio station where they unite us all. From the award-winning breakfast show, Waiting Day, with your brother, your friend, Wale Po.
Everywhere, so Bobo.
It a job for this
This na Cruise Express.
And this go be the best 4 hours of our life. Country people, make una join us.
Now we be What's Up Naija crew. Now we they give you what they sup for inside we country.
Yes, so
keep it locked.
If God be your papa, why you not gonna make younger?
Compound Wahala.
Now here we dey settle all the matter.
Bro, we right here. Nobody better than we, right?
I can always best be that. Make I just be the last sensible voice where you go hear.
Now we be 89.9 Yanga FM.
Breaking news isn't just about speed, but more importantly, about fact and accuracy. It is responsible journalism, being ahead, unbiased, sensitive, in telling the stories that people would want to hear in a way that protects their sanity and for the public good. And it goes beyond breaking the news to actually following up, exploring all the angles, engaging newsmakers, tracking impact, all geared towards informing, educating, and setting agenda for the people. Breaking news is holistic, entire, complete. It's about you, me, and the world we live in. Breaking news is at the core of what we do at TVC News, and it's the honor of my life to serve you this news, fresh off the press.
TVC News, first with breaking news.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government that will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made,
and possibilities are endless.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So following up on the story we took yesterday about the young woman who was giving her baby alcohol. She came out to do a rejoinder. It seems she watched the show because somebody on the show, let me not mention the person's name, gave the right excuse, but the defense did not work because she came out to say that what she did in that video was that she did not give her child the alcohol, that she had cut the sachet open and had emptied the package and then poured in a cola drink into the sachet. That what she was feeding her baby is the cola drink. Ati cola, ati alcohol, both of them. I don't even understand the level of ignorance that will make someone come out and do a video saying they were giving a baby a cola soda drink. But the text and the original video said, I'm giving my child this drink to calm my child down. So do you buy the excuse? Call us to join the conversation. Nima does not look like she buys that retraction, as in like, I don't get. Nima, why are you such in doubt? Why can't you just have faith?
The stopper said that education of human capital is extremely important. The people that started this business of content, Meta, all of them, can we start a content university? At least, or it's content secondary school, because somebody now needs to teach them that you still have the responsibility of reforming society. Even if it's water you pour in that sachet, the sachet and a baby should not be in the same sentence. It should not be in a 5 month. The two of them cannot join together and follow, because you've just destroyed society. A lot of people are... believe me, they might drop one line. Nana, ignorance, something.
If you think ignorance is expensive,
try. Cost of ignorance. It's so expensive. A lot of people are very ignorant and they follow trends. I remember back then when, forgive my language, fashion for me did not mean opening up the body. And so a friend of ours his daughter showed up at home from school in spaghetti tops, and my parents were talking to her, Alaji, what's wrong with this girl? She said, no, that's what is trending now. Because you don't have a standard, whatever is trending. So people will watch the video and say, the woman did video and she had traction. And they will do the same. Some people will do that video, they will not even pour anything in that sachet. They will give the original content. That's the misinformation that you sat down and did. It shows that you don't have complex thinking. So I'm not buying it. I'm not interested. It's one of us that even open your eye to option. Personally, that's how I feel about it.
So I take responsibility
for giving
expo, for opening eyes.
Yes.
I take responsibility. Well, my happiness is that people are watching this show. They are watching your view. Let your view count. And it's counting. But right? There's no excuse for putting Coca-Cola inside an alcoholic sachet to give to your child. Even giving a baby a Coke drink is not it. And then you also said that you're giving the child the substance to calm the child down. Everybody knows what sugar rush does to a child or does to kids. So that's the opposite. So, Auntie, even though you heard what we said and you went too quickly, you did not get it right.
Do a video.
Yes, common sense is not always common. And I don't even know why you're still sitting down in that house where you still have the time to even search ring light again to do another video. What the social welfare people and police people are doing is what I don't know. Because you have too much time on your hands, obviously.
So for me too, that's what I saw. Immediately I saw that video, I said, obviously she has not been
caught yet.
She hasn't even been visited yet. At least from her, this new video should have shown her a bit more remorseful. She's there smiling and happy because she has yet to understand that it is not only about the alcohol, right? It's also about the messaging that she was sending. So even if it wasn't alcohol, first, the cola drink is also just as bad as the alcohol because that's the baby. The baby doesn't need that. But that you do not really understand the message that we're passing here is that you created a content based on falsehood. something that shows you harming a child, because you don't understand that yet. So it means to me that you haven't yet been visited. Someone hasn't sat you down yet to educate you on the dangers of what you have just done, even if it was just fake content or whatever for clout. And the person standing beside you, I don't know if it's your husband or your brother, that person also needs to be seated and educated, because obviously since you're surrounded by people who do not understand the gravity of what it is that you have done. And for me, I just hope that immediately the Ministry of Women Affairs or whatever, the local office in that area, please see to this woman quickly, because for us, this is one thing that we have seen. We don't know what other misinformation or lack of knowledge concerning child rearing and, you know, that she doesn't have. And she's already, you know, and already exposing that child to. So this is a woman that definitely needs some education, and we need to also use her as a point of contact for many other young mothers who are raising children, to learn from her mistakes and do better. There's just, for me, this is dangerous. Even the second video, for me, is even more dangerous because it shows someone who doesn't understand what she's done.
So, obviously, the conversation around educating mothers, educating the society, from the comments, the fact that some people were still sort of trying to defend the video, and even though majority were calling out the video as still completely wrong, but there were still a few people. It shows there's a huge gap, huge knowledge gap in the population. It's surprising for me that, like, it's a no-brainer. How would you say you give a child Coke? How would you say you give a child alcohol? Whichever one you're giving that child, it doesn't make any sense. To even pick up your phone and record it and even post it, it's like, do you know all the shades of wrong, like all the crimes you have committed? And then that brings us to the fact that they don't know. And these are the people that would go and vote for who our president is going to be. These are the people that are going to make the decisions that would affect our future. We do not have a choice but to prioritize education. Following the fact that just yesterday we took in the papers that ASU has some lecturers going on strike. They are not teaching because they haven't been paid their salary. You're asking yourself, like, okay, so the ones that are even going to school, they cannot even get lecturers to teach them because we did not pay the salary of the lecturers. As a country, we need to do better. This is a result of what we did not do in the past. So yes, you can take responsibility. The girl should be prosecuted for what she did and whatever it is should be done, but our leaders too should take responsibility. And let's not point to politicians, let's point to the civil service, because they are there forever. Whether government goes, government comes back. We have the National
Orientation Agency.
We have National Orientation Agency. We have Ministry of Women Affairs. We have Ministry of Youth and Development. We have too many ministries that already have always been there. And these ministries have dropped the ball. Ministry of Education have dropped the ball. Ministry of Health has dropped the ball, because we should be having education to people at the point in time that will help them know how to nurture their children, not that we now have things like this happen. So those are the people we should be calling out, not governor or
formal
commissioner.
Education is not what we're talking about here.
Communal.
When we were growing up, a lot of our values were formed from watching TV. I remember there was this, I still use that line, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. Your mind is your superpowers. That's what I say to my kids. I learned that old line from an NTA series that I used to watch every 4 o'clock. Trying to remember it. They open it and you're forced to, you know, critical thinking was taught on TV. The National Orientation Agency cannot continue to run, I'm a beautiful Nigerian. See, we're not in this world to defend being Nigerian. We're in this world to show people what a Nigerian can be. And this, if the platform is, use all the influencers that you know. If the platform is on the social media, take over social media. Let the skits run on, you know, mindset shifts, building, critical thinking on all the platforms. This person is on TikTok. Use TikTok and educate. Let the skits go out. Zip Up was a skit that taught us abstinence.
We remember. So that means it can be done and people will remember. That's what we can take. This is just a recap. On the show today, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your enjoy the rest of World Mariam Day. Because if you don't know, it is World Mariam Day. Bye.
Bye. I feel so special.
Well done.
Yes, sir. You cannot let them forget.
Thank you, Sid.